Yeah, I mean, I think Saturday night's the first time for me to really shock the world, and not just the European scene, which what I was doing well in. This is a chance to shock the world now, because AJ is a worldwide name. This is a huge promotion. This is a huge card. So this is hopefully the start of me shocking the world.
Who is the fighter that you look up to the most? Like, whose career do you look up to the most?
Look, I mean, as a young kid coming up in Ireland, how could you not look at Conor McGregor? I mean, nobody from Ireland had ever made it before in the world stage of MMA, and he came and completely took it over and changed it. So how could I not take inspiration from that man?
What do you think about his comeback? Is he going to come back?
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so.
Hughes, you've had some amazing knockouts in your career. What was one of your favorites?
Favorite knockout? I have like a check hook knockout in like maybe 3 or 4 fights ago in Cage Warriors, where the guy was kind of just rushing at me and I just binked him with a check hook and just put his lights out. So I like that one because it was clean, you know.
Absolutely. Now, you were mentioning Conor McGregor there, just fighting out of Ireland. Ireland seems like it's kind of the future of mixed martial arts. How do you feel about that space? And how do you envision it?
I mean, I would love that to be the case. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case right now. I think we're falling behind, to be completely honest. Since Conor came through, there hasn't. Ian is obviously leading the charge right now in the world stage. But, you know, it's interesting you asked me that, because I watched the UFC in Paris there a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of thought to myself, you know, the crowd going crazy, French fighters, and I thought to myself, Ireland needs to get back in the world stage of MMA. But look, a KO win over McKee, I think that does us pretty well, so I'm going to do my best to do that.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All good.
Well, for the local fans, obviously, you're up with the Conor McGregor story. Could you expand on your relationship with Conor and tell them what we've done with Conor?
I don't have too much of a relationship with Conor. I think most people would have seen my interaction with him after my Bellator debut in the 3 Arena Dublin, where he was down cage side, and we had a moment after the fight where I just thanked him for inspiring me, these sorts of things. I had dinner with him one time at the Black Forge. That was the first time meeting him, so that was cool. You know, that was a real full circle moment for me. But it's been all good. He's always been supportive, and yeah, it's all good.
Well, Sammy from the Casual Sports Show, Mumbai, India. It's only been 6 months since you signed with the PFL, and now you're fighting on the biggest TV. How are you handling the pressure and the confidence that they've shown?
I mean, yeah, I guess there is added pressure because of the magnitude of the card, but there's added pressure also because of what I'm saying. I'm coming out and telling everyone I'm going to knock AJ out, and that's pressure that I'm putting on myself. So although the card, everything increases pressure, nobody puts more pressure on me than I do on me. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but it's something that I've always done throughout my career. You know, I'm used to this. It's something I do to just make me perform better. You know, I love the big nights. I love the high pressure. Any nights that I've had in my career that have been the highest pressure nights, where everything's on the line, is when I have performed the best. So that's what I'm going to do on Saturday night again.
So going off of that, you said you're the best in the world. Does your confidence come from your time at Aaron's on Levy?
Let's go. Appreciate the answer. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's my local GAA club. So GAA is our traditional Irish sport in Ireland. It's kind of a mixture between soccer and rugby. So you grow up playing that, you're bred into it basically, and you grow up very tough. So I appreciate the question, and yes, it definitely sets you up for a career in MMA for sure.
Amazing, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
In the build-up, actually McKee would use a fight with nothing to lose. How do you react to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have everything to gain and nothing to lose. I'm actually in a very different situation than AJ in this bout. I mean, he's a guy that's been there, done it, made a lot of money. Yeah, there's just everything to lose for him, to be honest. Like, there really is. And for me, it's like everything is to gain. So it's a nice position to be in, to be honest. But as mentioned, it's not like I'm going in there like, I've got nothing to lose, really. I'm there to knock him out. I am there to completely take everything that he has done in his career and take it and put it on my back and keep going from there. So, yeah.
And obviously, Andy Street's made you better today. Did you envisage you being on the card this big so early on?
Yeah, I just knew whenever I was signing to the PFL that it was the right decision. I knew that these big pay-per-views were around the corner, and you know, I believe I'm a pretty entertaining fighter. You know, I'm doing all right, and I kind of knew that if they were doing these huge showcase cards, that I'd be a front runner for them, and here I am. Appreciate it.
Paul, you mentioned
James.
on Instagram that your meal with McGregor and Ian was full of wisdom.
Mhm.
So what was some of the best wisdom he gave you that sticks with you to this day?
Do you know what's funny? It's not even so much as direct quotes of what he said. It was the energy. It was the energy of like how much he loved the game, how much he loved, like, I guess, dissecting where we're at in our career. Like, that was like, I could tell that this man just lived fighting. Like, he lived it. Like, it seemed like every second of the day. And I took a lot from that, because I believe that oftentimes the people who do get to the pinnacle of the sport are the people who just are completely obsessed with it. So I took that from it, you know.
Did that try to make you enjoy fighting a little bit more?
I think I'm there anyway. Not so much personality wise, but in terms of competition wise and what I want to do professionally, it's everything to me. Like, this is absolutely everything to me. So I took that. Appreciate it, James. All good? Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
obviously just a couple days away from rematching Fabian. I guess people may have been a little surprised that you got this rematch so soon after your first fight. So were you happy with the rematch? Did you care, or did you not even care, or is it just another man out while facing him again?
I don't really care too much. For me, fighting's a job, and he's the next person they put in front of me. And it is what it is. The depth chart isn't super deep, and there's only so many fighters at the weight class, and they did what they can. And yeah, he's the next guy in line, and I got to take him out.
Do you think he did enough to deserve the rematch so soon after your last fight?
I mean, I think he could have done more, but we have the cards that we have, and that's the way they have to deal them. And it is what it is. And for me, like I said, I treat it like a job, and it's the next guy they put in front of me. And my only job is to put on a performance and go out there and get a win.
And you say just a job, but after how the last fight ended, obviously tensions was high, emotions were high. You seem to calm down relatively soon after. But are you bringing any of that into the fight? Because obviously, I think it would seem like he would bring the emotions and the situation that happened at the end, or is that just in the past and this is just a new thing?
For me, man, it was in the past. I don't really hold anything. I don't like them, but you don't have to like everybody you work with. And good thing we get to fight each other, and let those emotions out. But for me, I don't really think too much about it. It is what it is. We had some emotional moments the last time we fought. And yeah, I'm excited to fight him again and beat him up.
And last one for me. He said something like he doesn't think that you're one of the guys that is constantly evolving or is not trying to constantly evolve in the gym. Do you think he's just saying that to build a fight, or does he truly believe that you're someone that's just always the same every time?
Honestly, I don't know what he thinks. I don't really care. I know what I'm doing in the gym each and every day, and I'm definitely evolving. I'm training with the best guys in the world. And I mean, I travel gyms, and I train with guys in my weight class that have fought for other titles like in the UFC. And I'm truly trying to evolve each and every day, and I don't care what other people think or what they think I'm trying to do.
John, Matt, how are you feeling after that war that you had right in this city with Ibragim Ibragimov?
I feel pretty good, man. Sometimes you got to bring that dog out, and that night I had to bring that dog out. I made a bad decision in the second round, and all I had to do was circle out, but I decided to try to throw down and bang with him. Definitely learned a little bit from that fight, but yeah, man, I just know in my DNA there's nothing else that I can do when I'm put in a corner like that, and I just fight my way out of things.
Now when you have to dig deep, you know how deep you can actually dig, right?
Yeah, bro, I'll dig deep until I die. So that's the only mode I know. Nothing else.
Now, Missouri wrestling. Now, I've talked to some other people like Pat Miletich, and they were saying that wrestlers are so good from that area of the world because there's nothing else to do. Do you think that's an accurate assessment?
That's very true. The sun only shines for a certain amount of time, and when the sun's down and it's cold and there's nothing else to do, you end up doing a lot of things inside. And wrestling happens to be an indoor sport, and it happens to be around that winter time. So much of my childhood was being stuck in a wrestling gym, competing constantly every day. Been doing this since I was 4 years old, so I know nothing else.
Obviously, this fight was supposed to happen in September. What have been, I guess, the positives and the negatives of that being canceled? Obviously, the spotlight is huge. It's one of the big positives, but what else?
A couple other positives. I've been here. I like this city. The food's great. The hospitality's great. I'm very familiar with everything. Yeah, bigger fight card, bigger names on the card, and yeah, I think that's about it. I'm very familiar with the area, and it's a bigger card.
Yeah, why didn't it happen?
It didn't. I don't think something could line up properly, or something happened, and they had to pull the fight, and they put the fight on the next best card that they could, or the next card that they could put on, and it's this fight. So I'm just grateful that it didn't get pulled, and I didn't have to wait till next year. But definitely want to go fight in London. I had a lot of plans tripped after that. I wanted to go to Spain and hit up that area, but it is what it is, and I'm back in Riyadh.
You mentioned the depth chart of the division. What do you think it looks like after Fabian as far as what you're coming to 2025?
I think after Fabian, it's going to be Costello. I think he fought for the #1 contender spot after Fabian fought for the #1 contender spot. But then if they do like a PFL Bellator, merger again, or a merging card. I think it's going to either be Impa or it would be what's his freaking name? I'm blanking on it. Derek Brunson. Yep.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you sparred with UFC champions of other organisations. In terms of you recognised as one of the greatest middleweights in the world right now, how much does legacy come into it when you take on a fight like this inside there?
I don't really think too much about legacy. I think more so in the moment. I try to take in each and every day and enjoy and embrace the current moment and just try to get the best out of every day I can. You know, try to learn as much as possible and try to. I think truly at the end of the day, that's how you create a legacy. Like if you're focused on the legacy, if you're always focused on a big picture, you're not going to take the necessary little steps to actually make that legacy unfold. You know, I don't really have like anything in particular. I just try to take it one moment at a time and try to make the most out of that moment.
Fabian mentioned that he wasn't too impressed with your performance against Impa. I know you mentioned you don't really care what he thinks, but what did you make of your performance against Impa last night?
I mean, Impa hits hard, man, and he caught me, and I made a mistake. And just to show that I can dig deep and dominate the rest of the fight is big, I think. And I think if this fight was 5 rounds, I don't think people would really be talking too much about it. I think I would have finished him, and that's all people would be talking about. Like, damn, he got hurt, but then he came out and finished the guy. You know, it's just the most recent thing people have seen. They haven't seen all my other fights leading up to that. They don't talk about how I demolished Mousasi. They don't talk about how I beat Anatoly Tokov. It's just they just like to revert back to the most recent fight that they've seen.
And before the most recent fight, obviously, it was Fabian. You've shared the cage with him for an extended period of time right now. How do you think the fight goes on Saturday?
I think I dominate every single minute, every single round. Whether I get a finish in the first or the fifth, it doesn't really matter. I'm prepared for everything that he's going to throw at me. I don't think he's prepared for everything I'm going to throw at him.
Obviously, you've been in there with who's who of the division, and you fought practically everyone. Who do you think right now the best middleweight in the world is? Obviously, we've got champions in different organizations. I think I know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with my boy Sean Strickland. Every time I go out and train with him at Vegas, it's tough rounds, and he gets me sometimes, I get him sometimes, and I think truly we're the best middleweights in the world, and the fact that I get to train with them, and we happen to be in different divisions right now or different promotions is kind of cool, and that we get to train together, and also we're both making good money. So that's the best middleweight I could say. I mean, it's any guy can have his day though. You know, I think there's like a top 5, and any one of those guys can be a champion. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to let those top 5 guys fight.
And a quick one, brother Edwards says who wins the fight?
What's that?
Two brothers, Eblen brothers and Edwards brothers, who wins the fight?
Edwards brothers versus.
Edwards brothers.
If Leon and Fabian fought.
Oh, if they fought each other? I don't know.
And that was not my question.
What was your question though?
You and your brother does not.
Yeah, my brother's like 40 years old and has a bad knee and bad back. But I'll take me and my brother. I'll you know, I'm younger. I'll have to do a little bit more work, but he'll definitely assist. I have to definitely say me and my brother. Yeah.
Hi, Johnny. Does fighting in Riyadh add any extra motivation for you to get going? And how do you think the Saudi crowd would factor upon this?
I'm starting to get to know some like local Saudis here. So yeah, it definitely gives me a little bit more motivation to put on a good performance and win.
Great. You have been dominating the middleweight division. What makes you stay focused and sharp in this?
What keeps me focused and sharp would be just focusing on my health and taking in every single day like it's my last. You know, trying to make the most of every single moment that I can, and really just taking care of my health, enjoying what I do every day, and not creating problems for myself, keeping life simple.
This is Sammy from Casual Sports Show, Mumbai, India. In your interview with MMA knockout, you mentioned needing to utilize more of your skill set that you did last time around. What are you referring to exactly, and does this mean the rematch will look really different this time?
I don't think the rematch will look totally different. I just think I didn't implement all my skill sets. Like, I didn't fully utilize certain techniques that I usually do when I do fight. For instance, I wasn't really pressuring super hard to get a takedown and hold him down, because I just wanted to get a feel for what kind of defenses he would use. And I just wanted to work on his gas tank. I wanted to work on, like, oh, if I can get him a bit tired and make him think about the takedown, I'll be able to land some punches and mix it up. But I don't think it's going to be much different. If anything, I might utilize a little bit more pressure from a grappling standpoint.
Got it. And personally, over the last couple of years, you've been on a journey and you've spoken about your evolution as a man. How has that personal growth impacted your fight game?
I think my evolution as a person and just becoming just happier at home and not focus so much on what the media tells you, what society tells you to do. I'm more focused on me and myself and creating a good environment to grow. And I think that's the most important thing, and I think we get pulled away from that, especially with social media nowadays. And I'm just trying to revert back to, like, keeping the right people around me, keeping family close, and just trying to develop good values to where at the end of the day I can go enjoy my job because my home life is just so amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
You guys, I think 3:30.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Ready?
Yep. AJ. Obviously, you've been in this position before, but usually you're not the vet. We've seen you on the rise up and then, fighting for championships and fighting the best of the best. I'm curious, what do you make of this fight against Paul Hughes? Because outside of the top 3 fights, it seems like your fight with Paul is the one people are circling the most on this card.
I think it's an exciting matchup, the fight everybody's wanted for the longest is Usman and I, so I think this is the fight to get to that fight. So yeah, with that being said, I just got to go handle business Saturday and on to bigger, better things.
Do you see a bit of yourself in him? Because he was just in here earlier. He said, I plan to finish AJ within 2 rounds and then go on to fight Usman or Magomedov. And I remember doing media days with you, and you're screaming at Pitbull across the room to give you your belt, and you felt that it was already yours. So, do you see much of yourself in Paul from where he's at in his career?
Not really. We're completely 2 different human beings. In my process of my journey, I always had respect for Patricio, where I don't feel it's really a respect thing. I think he's a little headstrong and arrogant, but that's my personal opinion. But yeah, when we get locked in that cage Saturday, it's just him and I in there. All the smack talking, the joking, everything else goes out the window.
So you think he actually is not? It's not just selling the fight. You think there is actually some sort of animosity between you 2?
No, I wouldn't say it's animosity. You got to sell the fight, but at the same time make it entertaining for the fans. I think he believes in himself, but I'm a different breed.
Ahead of this fight, he talked about Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, becoming the fight capital of the world. The last fight that Conor was out here. What makes you believe that this can become the hub and the centre of the sporting world?
I just believe if you look at the history of the fights that they've promoted and they've put on, they've been nothing but the biggest of the biggest cards, from boxing to MMA. So if they just continue on that journey, sky's the limits.
And what have you found in terms of working out here and fighting out here that's different to other places in the States?
I don't know. I just enjoy it. The people are real welcoming. Everybody's loving. I enjoy it out here.
In terms of Paul, obviously very young, maybe giving this opportunity earlier than people expected. He's saying that he's coming out to finish you, never been finished in a career, only lost once. What do you think gives him that confidence to come up against somebody like yourself?
I don't know. Self-belief. Everybody's got to believe in their self, But, yeah, like I said, many have tried, all have failed.
And in terms of the future, you said it was next. Is that what you think happens in 2025?
Definitely. We were lined up in the tournament, so that was pretty much everybody wanted to see in the tournament. I caught staff. Some things fell through within the tournament, and then here we are, full circle. Mm-hmm.
AJ, ahead of this fight, you said that Paul Hughes is the man we're looking to go into. Has that added a different dimension to your training camp at all, knowing that, you've got a lot riding on this in terms of going for top shots, turnovers, is been like something different you had to, different mentality you had to bring into this?
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say diamonds are built under pressure, So for me, it's just more fuel to the fire. I know where I belong. I know where I want to be, and it's just a matter of continuing to do what I'm doing to get there.
And obviously, you just being in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, sit here with what you're really embracing the culture. What is it about the culture here that makes it such an enjoyable fight experience?
Well, the culture, I have a Middle Eastern background, so that part, it's pretty much getting to step out and see a different lifestyle. No matter where I travel, I always get to try to see and embrace the lifestyle. It's just a bit of a respect thing, you know what I mean, on top of it. I'm very respectful, until that door closes, of course.
Hi, Adrian. Sorry. You're known for your dynamic fighting style. When do you decide, or how do you decide to be flashy and to stick to fundamentals of the cage?
Honestly, I don't. It's just kind of like an art thing, It's my version of art. When I go in there, I don't think. My mind's at ease. I'm just assessing everything my opponent's doing, and I'm fighting.
Okay, so
Wow, that's a good question. I would say just with PFL, you know, they put on some of the biggest and baddest fights. So being a part of the promotion and being able to do one-off special events like this it's an honor, you know, because obviously I'm not a champion, but I'm still here fighting on some of the biggest cards with all the champions. So I would say leaving behind a legacy of just greatness.
Adrian, I know you've admitted over the years since you got to the game so young, there's been ups and downs with motivation and things like that. Where would you say you are right now? Because we've only seen you play 70 seconds in the past year.
Where I would say I'm at now, there's been a few things, little up and downs this year as well, but started off the year strong with a great victory to come full circle. There's been a little bit of battle mid-year. I don't really want to talk about it, but there's just been some little things, but nothing I couldn't fight through to get me to this point to where I am now. And for me, the motivation is, once again, just becoming a champion. So whatever I got to do, I'm going to do to get there.
You've done so much and obviously grown a lot as a fighter, but you're still so young. How much more growth do you think you have, and like how close do you feel you are to your prime right now?
I would say I'm in my prime, but this is the beginning of my prime. This isn't something I want to do until I'm 40, you know. I want to settle down, get married, enjoy a proper life. So I think 33 is my limit. 33, maybe 35.
I know Elijah Smith over in the UFC just got like kind of a lot of attention for being the first father-son fighters to compete under the UFC banner. But you were kind of the first student after a big promotion with your dad. Do you feel like you don't get enough respect maybe for that accomplishment and being this first significant second-generation fighter?
In all honesty, I've always felt the last name McKee hasn't really got the respect or recognition it deserved in the fight game. But that's my own personal opinion. So that's what just drives me. It motivates me to continue to drown out all the noise and show up and show out.
How do you feel about Bellator's future right now in terms of, like, you said you want that title back, but you know, how much more life does that title have for you?
Honestly, I think that's probably one of the biggest fights either promotion could put on is Usman and I. Obviously, his background being a second-generation fighter under Khabib, and then myself being another my father, and watching Khabib's career and seeing the similarity in the I'm blanking right now, just the way that they fight, their fight styles. My father was a great wrestler, great ground and pound artist. Obviously, Khabib was known for that as well. So it's two of the young up and comings. You know, I think that's the heat right there.
When ideally would you want to do that fight?
When?
Yeah, like what time?
As soon as possible. It doesn't matter. Yeah, early next year, whenever. You know, I went and watched this fight in San Diego, so I saw him there. I saw Khabib, and he walks by. He says, "See you in Dubai." I was like, "What? I'm going to Dubai?" So I don't know, possibilities. You know, I can't look past Paul Hughes, but at the same time, I know where I see myself and what it takes to be there. So.
Your opponent was here not too long ago, and he said that he stands to only gain from this fight, while you stand to lose everything by losing this fight. Any response to that?
I mean, yeah, you know, he wants to steal the hype, you know, but he's, like I said, I've had more finishes than he's had fights. So there's a different level of fighting there, but at the same time, when that door locks, it's him and I in there, and all the records, everything means nothing, you know. It's in that moment, who's the better man.
I know you said Usman is your next target, but do you have any intention of going back down to 145 and becoming the double champ?
That's a good question. I'm not looking forward to going back to 45s. Let's just say that. I'm enjoying eating steak and blueberry pancakes and chicken parmesans every day. So is that ideal? No, but for the right fight, I've always said I'll go back to 145 pounds.
Awesome. I know you're only 29, but can I call you a vet?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, so in this specific scenario, you are the vet, and you said all the pre-fight smack talk is entertainment to you. Where do you rank your smack talk with Hughes so far?
Me, I'm not a good smack talker, honestly. I don't like to really talk trash. I like to, it's like a mercenary, you know. You pay me to do my job, I go in there, get the job done, come home. It's the name of the game for me.
Thank you.
Okay, great. I think we're all set.
Thank you, guys.
Excuse me. مشعل النووي صاحبة الكاس أحب أسأل القاتل الملاكم عن سر لبس الثوب السعودي وما هي قصته؟
He's asking you about wearing the Saudi cloth today. Why did you wear it, and what's the story?
Well, it's part of the culture, so obviously I want to respect the culture. And for me, I have a struggle with picking out outfits, so it's way easier. I don't have to worry about what I'm picking out. And it's comfortable, you know? It's comfortable.
All right, thank you so much.
Another title shot, obviously, this is an opportunity maybe some people wouldn't get so quickly or under these circumstances. So I guess how much are you relishing this, and how important is it to come through this time with that belt?
Very important. You know what I mean? It's very important. The fact that I got it in about a year since obviously we last fought. I don't know. It feels right. You know what I mean? I know some people say it's too soon and all of that, but for me, it feels right.
Yeah. Leon had a pretty big success in his title rematch.
Yeah.
What, I guess, can you take away from that, and how do you approach a rematch differently after experiencing this guy once before?
I just look at it as one fight doesn't mean that's how all the fight's gonna play out. You know what I mean? So I look at it as a new fight. You know, but I've felt him before, so yeah.
And what do you think? How does this look different? How do you win?
I get my hand raised by any means. You know what I mean? I feel like the last fight I was beating him. You know, there wasn't any areas that he was outclassing me at. So, you know, but it's MMA, it's 4 rounds gloves, and you can get yourself caught sometimes, and that's what I believe will happen, you know.
In the first fight, obviously, one sizable moment was when you did cut Eblen, and it seemed to spur him on to go to a bit of an overdrive and go for the knockout, which he got the stoppage. Do you think that was probably one of the worst things you could have done, is to cut him to sort of like forward, like just spits out the fights, and he was like, oh gosh, he's like going all out like the Tasmanian devil?
I don't get that question, sorry.
So no, I'm just saying that, like with the cut, was that probably one of the worst things you could have done, because he went into like overdrive?
Nah. It's a fight, you know what I mean? So if I could have broke his head in half, I would have done the same thing. I mean, if the result was going to be the same, it's going to be what it was. You know, it wasn't so much that he brought it up and I, it wasn't like he brought his level up and I got caught. You know, I slowed down that finish, and I've watched it fucking thousands of times, and it was my positioning. You know what I mean? If you see the position I got caught in, no position I should be in. So technical error on my part, and that's how I look at it.
We talked last week, very confident heading into this fight. What's different this time around?
I just feel like my preparation different, you know what I mean? And the small details, that's what this fighting game is. It's the small details that make a difference, you know what I mean? So, like I say, I look back at the last fight, it was a small mistake that made a difference, and I made sure I correct those.
I guess, Aaron Jeffrey, how much of that fight was you testing things out in preparation for this rematch against Eblen?
Testing out, but I feel like the style of fighter that Aaron is like the perfect style I needed for this fight. You know what I mean? Like, if there was any, perfect style, come forward, pressure, and yeah, I enjoyed that fight.
And how much did bad blood play a part in this fight against Johnny? Of course, you have to separate it after the last fight. Have you guys got some real beef going into this next fight?
It's what it is, the beef for everyone I fight with, because at the end of the day, I've worked hard, he's worked hard, no one wants to get beat. You know what I mean? But in terms of like personal, like I hate this guy. I don't. I mean, I thought about it last week, and I thought I actually don't hate this guy. That's one what I've worked for. You know what I mean? I've worked so hard for this so many hours, so I want what I work for, and he's got.
What, if anything, did you find out about your opponent, about Eblen, during the last fight as a fighter?
He's tough. You know, obviously he's tough, and that was the only thing. I can't say there's anything that I felt that was like, whoa, that was super impressive. You know, obviously I know I lost, but in terms of skills, there was nothing that jumped off the chart for me.
What would it mean for you to go back to Birmingham and have another fight in Birmingham after winning this one?
It mean the world. You know, it would mean the world. I've said it before. Like, I don't think I won't be able to explain and describe and express my feelings until after I've won. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know these words, but I probably won't be able to put it in words once I've got out there and I win, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I just read an interview you did, and you said that Eblen always looks like Eblen. You don't really see a lot of progression in his fights. Here's what exactly you meant by that.
Eblen looks like Eblen. You know, he's tough. He's tough, and he'll never quit on himself. You know what I mean? From what I've seen in his fight, which is it's good to see. But there's nothing that he hasn't shown us nothing different from his first. Go back to his first Bellator fight years ago to now. He hasn't changed anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I mean by Eblen look like Eblen.
He was in here earlier, and he said he felt that himself and Sean Strickland were the two best middleweights in the world. I'm curious what you make of it. Is that just confidence that in himself, or where do you rank him in these middleweights around the world?
Forget where I rank him. Where do you guys rank him? Where do you guys rank him?
Probably the top 10, top 7.
Top 7. Okay, some say best, some say 7. So, yeah, I mean, he's a world champion, you know, and I feel like forget promotions and forget all of that. He's up there. So once I go out there and I do my job, I'll be right there as well.
Would it be your expectation that you guys would do a trilogy fight?
Oh, yeah, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen, you know, because like I say, Saturday, I'm going one apiece. You know, it'll be one apiece after Saturday, and that's what I'll be entertaining next.
Will Leon be here in the corner?
Yeah, he's there somewhere. Probably eating something. I don't know. He's there somewhere though.
Hi.
Okay.
What was missing out from your last encounter with Eblen, and how do you see this fight playing out?
Yeah. Not even so much what was missing. You know, you have to watch. Like, obviously, I know some people probably haven't watched the full fight, but you'll have to watch the whole fight to know what I'm on about. That it's just a mistake. You know what I mean? So I felt like it was a mistake in my positioning when I tried to land a knee, and that was it. Yeah.
Okay, also last question. With the growth of PFL,
Yeah.
what kind of a role do you see yourself playing in next match?
A big role. You know, I've been obviously PFL bought Bellator and all of that, but I've been in Bellator for about 7 years now. You know what I mean? So I see myself as part of the company. And being part of PFL now, I feel like I see myself as part of the family as well. So I look forward to just having more fights and just growing with the company.
In your past interviews, you've said anyone who's ever beaten me in my career, I've beaten in a rematch. What makes you so confident about rematches?
No, it's not anyone that beat. I said if anyone that I've ever lost to, I feel like I'll beat in a rematch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cause once you go in there, you feel someone, you think I can beat that guy. You know what I mean? And my preparation this time been different. My mind's different. My focus different. Everything just a little bit different. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's going to make the difference.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because you made a mistake in the last fight, do you feel it's easier to come to terms with losing rather than being outclassed?
Yeah, definitely. Because if you go in there with someone and someone batters you from the start to the finish of the fight, then you can be like, okay, I need a few more years because I'm not even close to his level. But to go in there and in my eyes, win those 2 first rounds, defended everything I needed to defend, but made a mistake, I can't class him as the better man. You know what I mean? So I know I've lost, and I know that sounds mad, but like Saturday night will prove who's the better man. You know what I mean? I believe that's me.
You say you don't hate him, but as you come face to face in tomorrow, Friday, do you think those old emotions might sort of come back?
Nah. I've matured over the last year. You know what I mean? I don't hate him. Like, I feel like my younger age, I used to be like, I need to hate everyone, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because regardless, I'm a fighter, so my job's going to be to go in there and try and break his face. You know what I mean? And I know it sounds violent, but that's the sport that we're in. And on Saturday night, I'll try my very best to break his face.
Any other questions? All good? All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All good?
Yeah, all good to go. Yeah.
Okay.
You may have to ask you a question here. What does it mean fighting in Saudi Arabia?
It means a lot for me, to be honest, to fight in Saudi on one of the biggest PFL cards with the names like Francis and Ngannou and them a lot guys, Cyborg, and it means a lot to me. It's a big opportunity for me to show myself how good I am on a big platform like PFL. Massive thank you to PFL firstly for the opportunity that they give me. Yeah, I'm good to be here, inshallah, and I will show how good I am on a Saturday night.
Awesome stuff. What does it mean keeping that unbeaten record intact going forward?
Obviously, undefeated record is always good, as I love winning. Nobody like losing. Maybe somebody taking easy, but I can't take it. But that's always trying to be like unbeatable. And I love winning. I hate losing. That's why I'm undefeated.
Your name is Moller, and of course we know about another Moller, Alexander Gustafsson. Any relationship with your name with his name? Or?
I'll be honest with you. I had a sponsor, Mola. He's been sponsoring me from like when I started. He's been my main sponsor. He's been helping me a lot. Fred, which is massive thank you to him as well. He's been sponsoring me from amateur career till today. And then he obviously was sending the Mola was like a company, and the stuff he's been sending me was like it's called Mola. So it started from there. Then I catched it up because obviously I know the Mola Alex Ferguson. He's a good fighter as well. So could be something from there as well. But most of it is from my sponsor, Fred Zafar.
And another question we have, practically we've experienced it already, but right now in Georgia got in the business, and the Caucasian fighters are all on the rise, practically everywhere in every organization. Fighters from Caucasus Mountains. So, what do you think makes warriors from this area so special, from Caucasian fighters?
Say that again, please. I didn't get your question.
What do you think makes Caucasian fighters so special in MMA?
I think like dedication, probably training. They want to win, hungry guys. Probably that's why I said the Caucasian people, they're always hungry. They're looking for something like good opportunities. Not a lot of people get a good opportunities, but when the time for a good opportunity, why would you stay? You go and get it. So that's why I think the hunger is, the guys are always looking for something good, for goodness.
Competing in the mixed grad stage, how do you balance between your excitement and the need to stay focused on execution?
We're doing this. We live for this. I'd say it's just standard for me. It's normal. We have to. Obviously, media day, everything, stuff like this, it takes energy, but we have to get used to it. That's why we're professional. That's why we make it to a big stages like this, and then we gotta be ready for everything. I'm confident. I know what I'm here for, and then that's why it keeps me confident. My family, everyone behind me, and God firstly.
Great. What kind of energy do you expect from the Saudi crowd this
That's what I'm really excited to see, to be honest. That's my first time in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm really happy. I've seen the boxing shows. The guys are going crazy. But I want to feel that. I've never been there, but I wanted to see how it is.
In terms of your last fight, I was there in Newcastle when you beat Josh Reed as a impressive performance. You're still very early in your MMA career. What developments are you going to take into the next fight on Saturday?
Yeah, in the previous fight, I got a quick finish. Obviously, I'm trying to finish my fights always, which is good for me to get as a young guy. I'm a young lion in the jungles, like I said. I'm only 20 years of age. I'm trying to show how good I am. I'm trying to show people that I'm on a completely different level to these guys. I'm finishing them early. That shows my level, that I'm on a different level to them guys. And then, inshallah, Saturday night, I'll prove that again.
You mentioned it's early in your career, you're a young fighter. Because you are finishing guys so early, have you maybe looked to extend this fight so you can get more minutes in the cage?
Yeah, why not? If the fight goes deeper, I'm ready to stay there for even not 15 minutes, for 25. I'm ready to go anytime. I'm preparing for always, whenever I get fight, 3-5s, I'm preparing for 25 deep rounds. I'm preparing for whatever coming. I'm ready for anything.
And we know about your links to Manchester United through your brother. Thoughts on Eric Ten Hag?
Yeah, of course. I've met him personally as well. My brother met him. My brother has been training with the first team as well. So, inshallah, I reckon this year, maybe next year, he'll be in the first team.
And in your household is very competitive, all sporting.
Yeah, to be honest, my two of little brothers as well, they playing for Man United. So they'll make it too. I believe in them. So we're going to have Manchester United team. And then maybe in the future, we'll bring PFL over to Old Trafford and make a big show in there. Hopefully, inshallah.
Would you say you're the best athlete in the household?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We look up to him. That's why we're here. That's why we're all like competitive in our family. That's the genes from my dad, because he's been a competitive guy from his young age. He never make it to wherever he wanted to make, like in a good wrestling. But what he did for us, that's a lot for us. Like we are here in the good sports. I'm in the PFL. My little brother's in Manchester United. That's like where we are now at this stage as a young kids. I'm only 20. My brother's 16 and lower. And do you know what I mean? Like it's big for me and for my family.
Just one here as well. How is it that you ended up in martial arts and fighting, and your brothers ended up in football? It seems like
I just got this question recently. So basically, we all started from wrestling. All of us, we started from wrestling because in Dagestan, you can't be a weak kid. You can't be weak. You have to be trained. You have to do something. And your parents send you to different groups like training, MMA, wrestling, boxing. We decided to do wrestling because most of the guys, they doing wrestling, mixing up with some gymnastics and stuff. So we started from wrestling and start building up from wrestling. And at the same time, we was doing football like outdoor football. You go outside playing football. And my brother's got quite good talent at football playing. So we started from there. When we moved to UK, and my brothers start playing. He went to trials, Sheffield United. Then they got picked up from Sheffield United to Manchester United. So at that time, I was playing football as well. I was at Sheffield Academy trials. And then when we moved to Manchester, I was at Man City trials as well. So yeah, but I couldn't make it. It was a bit too late for me to make it. And my brother's there, so I'm here. So alhamdulillah, I'm happy that that I'm here at this spot right now.
What's it like seeing your brother score for England and being pictured with Sir Alex? I mean, getting endorsed by Sir Alex Ferguson can't get bigger.
Yeah, my little brother, he's doing well. Alhamdulillah, he's doing well right now. At the moment, he's on a good stage now. He's about to make his first team. Yeah, he had the picture with Ferguson. It was like at the start, and then he scored his winning goal for the England team. So it's a big. I would say it's a big opportunity for all of us.
Yeah. Do you ever ask him about like the gossip in the score, who you might be signing, that kind of thing? Do you get the inside scoop from him?
Say that again.
Do you get like the inside scoop from him about like who United might sign or what's going on in the dressing room? Like, do you get that sort of inside?
No. Could you repeat that again?
Do you, like, obviously he's in and around, like you said, like training with the first team.
Oh yeah, of course.
Does he ever get to tell you what's like going on in the club and
To be honest, it's normal for him. It's standard. He's training with them guys. He trained with the first team, so it's standard for him. He's not like going in there taking signing and stuff. Obviously, when Ronaldo came, my little brother played with Ronaldo's son. My little brother Gazik, the third brother, he played with Ronaldo's son at the same team. They used to play. They're still good friends. So only thing we did, we sent the T-shirt over to his house. So he signed it. He brought it back. So and yeah, but not like, cause it's like normal for me. Whenever I go to training, they're all the guys in there, like Fletcher, Rooney, Giggs used to be there. So I can see them all the first team players. They like, it's normal for me because I'm around there. My brother's training in there, so I'm always in there watching them. That's most of the time I'm enjoying to watching my brothers. So I don't even have to go in to see them. They come in themselves, like they watching their kids and friends, and do you know what I mean? It's all in there in the academy.
Are you going to try and meet Cristiano Ronaldo this week?
Say it again.
Are you going to try and meet Cristiano this week?
If he comes, yeah, why not? Of course I will. I will go and speak to him. Why not? Because he's my brother's, his son, actually my brother's good friend.
Do you have any sort of friendly competitions with your brothers in terms of who's going to win a title in different sports, but who's going to win a title first?
Yeah, obviously it's like different sports, but maybe we compete in somewhere else, like running, let's say. I used to be at running like 5K, but now no way. One time I was trying to match with him with the speeds, like trying to run like him. I almost got a heart attack, so yeah, I'm not competing with him again. Maybe like pull-ups, push-ups, I can do more than him. We're competing in push-ups, pull-ups, like physical stuff. But about the cardio and like, footballers, they've been like, they got some crazy cardio and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not matching with it. Maybe in different like functional, more like strength stuff.
Do you ever mess around with wrestling or are they not allowed?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we do sometimes at home. It's obviously, they're not allowed. Even the last week, my brother, my second brother just broke my little brother's arm. They were rolling and stuff like that, and then I don't know, he punched him or did something, so he ended up getting broken arm. So it's not good for footballers as a professional. I've told him like a lot. You want to stay out of the injuries. You gotta be careful. But it's still wrestling is like the kids are. That's how they grow. We grow like this from the young age. We've been wrestling, fighting each other. That's why we compete as a family.
Did you say your brother is good friends with Ronaldo's son?
Yeah, they are still good friends. They talking to. Sometimes his son call him my little brothers. So he's a nice guy. He's like socializing my brother to others, like showing his teammates from Al Nassr and saying like, oh, this guy's better than you, like trying to mock you. So it's like fun. Out there one time, me and my brother was going home from training, from yoga actually, yeah. And then he just rang my brother, so I was on the phone with him as well. So he knows me personally. I've met him a few times as well. Didn't have a chance, but if I do get a chance, I will.
Yeah. All good? Yeah, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so much. Thank you.